Remember what I said before, don't let perfectionism stop you. Now, let me be clear, I'm not telling you to suddenly put everything out there without editing it or without working out, without getting feedback, but don't let that tendency to make everything absolutely the right way stop you from moving forward. That's what kept me 2-3 years ago from getting things out there that eventually took me to a little bit longer, but eventually did. I eventually said, it's never going to be perfect, you just got to put it out there. I felt a little bit unsure, but it was good to get it out there. It was good to finally do it. Another person that I want to make you aware of is the fireman. When I was in college, I kind of actually found myself to be more of a fireman than a perfectionist, unlike my younger years. The fireman will put everything off to the last minute. I mean, the absolute last minute. Now, there's nothing wrong with procrastinating on your lower value activities, like I said before. But the fireman will actually procrastinate on their higher value activities. And then the consequences to not doing that activity become so large, they're suddenly scrambling to do that. Now, the quintessential fireman will tell you, I do my word for word, I've heard this so many times, I do my best work under the gun. I am so good under pressure. Oh, last minute, I'm the king. Unfortunately, my goal here is not about theory, this is about practical insight. Unfortunately, studies show by many of the world's top experts, research, books, presentations, seminars, studies show that you actually are working at only 50 to 70% of capacity when you do it last minute. Have you ever heard the expression that there's never enough time to get it done, but there's always enough time to do it over? That's the fireman's life. There's never enough time for them to do it, but there's always enough time to do it over. Don't let that be you. Yes, procrastinate on things that are distractions that you need to eliminate, but don't let your top value activities fall by the wayside and suddenly you're only working at 50 to 70% of capacity. I'm a good student, I've got good grades in my life. I probably got a few B or B pluses, maybe even around there, maybe even lower than that in college. Grades don't matter, but as an example, in college, because I was working not at peak capacity, but so much below my potential. Don't let that be you. And then the third person that I want to share with you tonight, and this is just before I go into some really actionable content here, is the people pleaser. Now, let me be very clear, I'm turning this on me in the sense that, yes, everything I say is to help you, but I made the mistake more than anyone else. Collaborate with others. This is a big one for me. I am fiercely independent, maybe to a fault. I'm so independent. My default mentality is go it alone. That's how I've been. I have friends and everything, but just in terms of what I'm doing, my default mentality is go it alone. That's wrong. People actually do care. People want to help you. Identify who can help you achieve your goal so you can focus on what you're good at. There might be someone who really excels at something you're not good at, so then you can play to your strengths. It all depends on your circumstance, so do what works for you. But I initially thought no one would be able to help me, and I'll get into a little bit this more later, but when I dove into it, there were people who gave me good advice and actually helped me move forward. Step 7 is to take action immediately. This is another big one, because what I've learned from seminars and also what I've applied, and I know this from actual application in terms of what I've applied and what I didn't apply, what I did and what I didn't do. It's a staggering statistic, but something like 99% of people will learn something but don't apply it. Remember this, it's not about what you know, it's what you apply. So just take one little thing from tonight and apply it tomorrow at any point in the day. It could even be 5 minutes. I'm not asking for anything life-changing, just 5 minutes to apply it. That'll make all the difference in the world. And then step 8 is an extension of step 7, which is ongoing action. Take a little bit of action every single day. It might be 5 minutes a day. Maybe you're a morning person, you cram it 10 minutes into the morning. Maybe it's something that will improve what you're doing at work and you're a little bit more effective in terms of organizing your schedule so you can get out of work at a good time and go be with your family. Maybe it's something as simple as kind of clarifying how you want to better spend your free time. But as you are taking ongoing action, it's going to be really powerful. Now, thank you for your attention, your engagement there. I'm really glad that you shared that because now I know that your ladder is leaning up against the right wall. I'm going to have you right now do a 45-second exercise.